You call that shaking it like a Polaroid picture? Get out here until you learn how to dance. Welcome to English 4 Virtual Edition, day 16, I think. My name is Paul Davidson, of course, your English teacher. Today, we're going to continue to explore the purpose of evaluating and judging. Now, keep in mind, to evaluate and judge, you, the writer, need to focus on the worth, emphasis on worth, of a person, object, idea, or other phenomenon. So whether you consider it good or bad, whether you consider how good is it, how bad is it, how high quality is it, how low quality is it, that's what you're focusing on, is the worth of a person, object, or idea, or other phenomenon. And you are also specifying the criteria used to assign that value to that object. So you have to have criteria and you have to have the worth. Those are the two things, and we are combining those together. The worth is kind of your claim. The specifications is your data, and you need a warrant that connects them. And we talked about that yesterday. Today, we're going to continue to evaluate and judge, but we're going to be using propaganda techniques. If I can just pop up your thing. Yesterday, we read we read different reviews that evaluate and judge. Today, you're going to evaluate and judge ads, but using propaganda techniques to help you get there. So the assignment, we'll start off with the assignment, and then I'll go into the deeper lesson. Watch the video above, which you're currently watching, and then select any advertisement of your choosing. You choose whatever advertisement. You can choose Doritos ad. You can choose a McDonald's ad. You can choose a Whole Foods ad. You can choose an ad for KFES 12. You can choose any ad whatsoever, and I want you to fill out the accompanying chart and then answer the following questions. Here is the chart, and here's an example of the chart being filled out. I'll talk to you all about that later. But you need to answer the two questions about that. So use this to gather your data. This is to use to gather your data. And then which propaganda techniques they use would be more of your claim that you would present. And then you need to have a warrant that would explain the two. So how does your ad you chose employ propaganda techniques? So what are propaganda techniques? We'll talk about them here in a second, but here they are. So what are the propaganda techniques that your ad employs? And then after that, was this ad effective or ineffective? Why or why not? Now note, we don't have a big essay this week, so I'm treating this like a homework assignment, not a classwork assignment. So I'm expecting a little bit more oomph from your writing here this time around. So let's talk about propaganda techniques, all right? Here are all the propaganda techniques. You have the appeal to authority, appeals to authority to support a position, idea, argument, or course of action. The example here is LeBron James trusts his feet only to one shoe when he's playing ball, Nike. LeBron James is an authority in shoes because of basketball and whatnot, and so that is how they are appealing to authority. Then you have bandwagon. This promotes, and everyone else is doing it, so should you to appeal. 4 out of 5 Americans use this toothpaste. Why shouldn't you? Everybody's using this product. Why don't you? You have the glittering generalities. Use of intensely emotional, appealing words so closely associated with highly valued concepts and beliefs that are carried, that they carry convention without supporting information or reason. If you love our country, you'll buy this product. A lot of like car commercials kind of do that, especially like truck commercials. They kind of are those glittering generalities. Crunch time, creating an impression that your action is required immediately, or your opportunity will be lost forever. This offer is only good for the first 100 callers. You have plain folks, using people just like you and me to state a case. If you have dandruff like I do, you'll want to use this shampoo. It works for me. Now, plain folks is different than appeal to authority, because plain folks are just regular, ordinary people, where appeal to authority are people who are experts in that field. Then we have the red herring, highlighting a minor detail as a way to draw attention away from more important details of the issue. Order this oven now, and we'll throw in a free cutlery set. Transfer, linking a known personal goal or ideal with a product or cause in order to transfer the audience's positive feelings to the product or cause. For every $1 spent on our product, we'll donate 5% to the American Cancer Society. So every dollar you spend, they get a nickel. So they're encouraging you to buy more of their products, so the American Cancer Society gets a nickel. Snob appeal, associating this product with the successful and admirable people to give the idea that if they buy or support the same things, they'll have what it takes. Buy a BMW, the ultimate driving machine. So you're awesome if you drive a BMW. You're one of the snobs, they're trying to say. Testimonial, using the testimonial or statement of someone to persuade you to think or act as he or she does. Bob Dole uses Viagra, so should you. That's similar to also appeal to authority, not necessarily because Bob Dole is not an authority. Oh, I walked right into that one. Bob Dole is not authority in medical conditions, where LeBron James would be an authority in basketball, but it is very similar. Let's see. We were at here. Prestige identification. This is also similar, showing a well-known person with an object, person, or cause in order to increase the audience's impression of that importance or prestige of that object, person, or cause. Cindy Crawford only wears Rolex watches. This is where it really is different. Appeal to LeBron James basketball shoes. That seems to make sense. Cindy Crawford and watches. What does Cindy Crawford know about watches? She's just a supermodel, so it could be more along the lines of "You'll look beautiful if you wear this watch" type of thing. Another popular one, flag waving, connecting the person, product, or cause with patriotism. Chevrolet as an American as apple pie. Flag waving also kind of comes up here to which one was it? Glittering Generalities. It's kind of similar to that, except it's really focusing 100% on patriotism. Card stacking, telling one side of the story as though there are no opposing views. There is simply no better vacuum cleaner on the market. Obtain disapproval, get the audience to disapprove an action or idea or suggestion. The idea is popular with the groups hated, feared, or held in contempt by the target audience. Why would you vote for this candidate? He has accepted donations from the tobacco industry. Vagueness, statements that are generally vague so the audience apply its own interpretations. Everything in the store is marked up to 70% up to 70% off. So one thing in there is 70% off. Everything else is like 20%. And then fear, appealing to a person's desire to fit in with the crowd. Are you sure your deodorant is providing you with enough protection? So those are the propaganda appeal types. And those are the things I want you to try to identify. That what does your ad, how does the ad you employ the propaganda techniques? All right, so you're going to find propaganda techniques in your ad. So you say, the Pepsi ad used the propaganda techniques of testimonial, snob appeal, and red herring. And then you go in and explain how the Pepsi ad did that. Then you're going to tell me, was the ad effective or not? Why or why not? No, I only want these two questions. I do not want this. This is for you. This is only for you. This is you gathering your data that you could use to help develop your claim. That's all I want, is just you to fill this out. If you're a virtual student, you're just going to just make lists and start listing them out. I want you to fill it out, and that will help you be able to identify these things. Okay? And so I would recommend watching the ad 4 times. First time you watch it, you're going to just focus on imagery. Second time you watch it, you focus just on printed words. Third time you watch it, you focus just on spoken words. And then fourth time you watch it, you focus on the music. It doesn't have to be necessarily an actual song. It could just be background played. Somebody had like a banjo being played in the background of one of their ads in the first hour, and that counts towards music in the particular video. So here's an example of how one would do this. Is for like the Chevy My Truck commercial. They start off with the imagery. The truck is in the countryside, works in the city. Truck is in the rodeo in the country. So they're just listing out things that they see. And after they list out things that they see, they try to connect that to a piece of propaganda. So they say bandwagon, plain folks, glittering generalities, flag waving. And then we come over here to the printed words. These are the words that show up on the screen while watching the advertisement. So names, miles, jobs, gray, white, gray, results in not typical, license plate. So these are just all the things that pop up on the screen as actual words. Obtain approval, flag waving are the propaganda techniques that they were able to find the pattern in right there. Spoken words are things that the narration of the video of the advertisement is saying. adventure, good, bad, joy. Started up right. If that truck can keep going, we can keep going. All right. So they're just listening to the words that are being said. So this one is you list out the that are being shown. This one is the words that are on the screen, the words that you can read. These are the words that you listen to. And then lastly, the music. The music is, like I said, does not have to be an actual song. It can just be like general background music. What is the vibe? What is the tone that the song is trying to provide for you? All right. After you fill out that chart, after you fill out this chart, then you would say, how does the ad you chose employ propaganda techniques? You'd say, the Chevy My Truck ad uses the propaganda techniques of plain folks, flag waving, and red herring. And then you'd explain it uses plain folks because of the imagery of this, the words that. So basically, you have your claim, which is here's the propaganda techniques they use. You're providing your evidence, which is the things that you observed, and you're just explaining how that connects to the propaganda techniques. All right. That's what you're doing in the first question. And then the second question, was this ad effective or ineffective? Why or why not? You just tell me whether or not you thought it was an effective ad or an ineffective ad, and tell me why. Basically, did you want to buy the product? Yes or no? And tell me why. All right, that's all I got for you today. Tomorrow we'll be back and we'll actually be continuing to analyze visual mediums. We'll continue to analyze videos, and we'll be watching. You will be choosing a YouTube video that you'll analyze and fill out something similar for. But until next time, I will see you all on the flip side. Later, Reno.